Hey guys, Dean here, back for another video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how I passed my driving theory test and hopefully give a few tips and tricks to anyone who's trying to actually get a license. Recently, I actually managed to finally get my driving license, so I thought I'd make a video on how I actually prepared for the theory test first of all, and later I'll also do a video on the practical test tips and tricks too. So you're probably here because you're wondering, how do I prepare for my theory test? What do I need to do to revise? And what are the best tips and tricks to actually make sure that I pass the first time? Well, first of all, I didn't actually pass the first time. I think I was 2 points off passing. I was super close, but I made sure I did the right preparation and got a pass the second time. Remember, you might get really close the first time, but it's important you really apply yourself to prepare, because it could just be that 1 or 2 points like me that means that you don't pass that first time on the theory test. So first of all, the best thing you can do is just book your test in advance ahead of time, right? For me personally, if I'm going to set a goal, there always needs to be a time horizon if I'm going to actually stick to it, which is why I always set an end date or an end goal if I'm actually trying to achieve something. It's the same with a theory test, right? If you make sure that you book it ahead of time so you know it's actually coming, you're going to actually apply yourself to prepare. Because if you don't have a date that you know you're going to do it by, you're just going to put off the revision or make excuses to yourself, right? Also note that I didn't actually do my theory test like a lot of people do before the lessons. I actually did it midway through, kind of like the beginning of starting my real practical driving lessons. So I actually needed to kind of play catch up in terms of advancing onto the next steps and complete my theory test. Remember, when you're doing your practical test, you need to make sure you've actually passed your theory test within the last 2 years to actually be eligible to do the final practical test. But also, it doesn't really matter too much if you haven't passed it before you start your practical lessons, because I actually learned some theory as I was driving in the car and learning about the vehicle and the roads as I was just on my driving lessons, and that also helped with my theory test too. But what you learn in the vehicle definitely isn't going to be enough. You do really need to do your revision to actually touch up on all the questions and also the road knowledge. Now, you don't really need to know it back to back, but it's really important that you at least read the highway code and kind of understand the road rules a little bit. The highway code is a fundamental resource. It's a book that allows you to learn the rules and regulations of the road and actually to know how to drive safely and what you're supposed to do. Now, it's not crucial that you know the full book for passing theory tests, but you do need to know most of the material. You do need to actually understand what you can do legally on the road and how you can make sure everyone's safe when you're a driver, including your passenger and pedestrians. And also, you're just generally going to need this knowledge later when you actually get towards that practical test, so it's best you just get to actually learn it and know what's inside the book. Now, what's really important and what actually was the main key to me passing the theory test is actually making use of certain apps. Now, I actually recommend the official DVSA theory test app. I think it's like £4.99 on the App Store. You can get it for Android, because my phone's an Android. You can probably get it for iPhone too, but there's a lot of similar apps that do the same thing. And basically, I recommend the DVSA's official theory test app because it uses their specific bank of questions. I remember specifically when doing my theory test that many of the questions I learned on the app were one-to-one verbatim. They were the same questions, right? Which means that I prepared myself accordingly. Most apps out there will actually, I believe, pay to get the question bank from DVSA, and you'll be able to practice on the real questions, but it's best to use the DVSA app just to make sure that you know you're practicing the right things. And also, this specific app as well, it also has a copy of the highway code book within it, so it's just really convenient. It's a really good offer. There's a lot of different apps and they mostly do the same thing, but it's best just to get the official app of the actual testing regulatory body themselves to make sure you're preparing yourself well. Also, I realized that using the gov.uk website is also a really great resource. This has some really good things based on the legalities of driving and everything just generally concerning driving. Not only can you actually book your theory test through this website when it comes to the point you need to do it, but there's also really good information you can read on here too. It tells you what you need to bring with you on the day to actually prepare for the test, for an example like your provisional license, and it also has a lot of really useful resources for learning and preparing yourself as well. Now, when we're talking about the app as well, just to touch on another thing, there is actually the chance of doing mock tests on the app. You can practice the questions and then test yourself on them, and then you can also do a mock test which kind of simulate the real theory test. The questions aren't going to be the exact same as what you'll get because it's just random based out of the questions bank, but it prepares you to kind of understand how the real test is going to be. be. And it's a really good simulation to get ready for the real thing. And you want to make sure that you learn, but not just learn and practice, but also test yourself regularly on the questions. Now, like I said before, you really need to be consistent with your practice. I did quite a bit of practice the first time I did the test, but I certainly wasn't ready enough. I think I learned for like 3 weeks or something, and I didn't practice as much as I should have done, and that's why I was 2 points short of passing it the first time. You need to make sure you actually revise a lot with these questions and make sure you test yourself and practice a lot. Now, the second time round, I was consistently doing at least 30 minutes of revision a day, and I'd also practiced and tested myself on, I believe, 700 or more questions on the actual question bank, and I was testing myself on those questions every single day for 30 minutes or more to actually prepare myself. And in those last 7 days leading up to the test, I just religiously went through those 700 questions, kept practicing and testing myself on them. I do around 100 questions a day out of them and made sure I did enough practice. You need to allocate enough time to learn things like revising rules of the road, traffic signs and what their meanings are and the shapes. For an example, remember the stop sign. The shape of the stop sign is unique to that sign, so you can recognize it behind like trees and plants. So you need to make sure you go over the different sign shapes and you do the individual sections. Now, the reason I also recommended the DVSA app is it's really good. It just breaks down each section of all the questions into different categories that they're related to, and then you can see which category you got the best points in and which category that you've done the worst in, and then you can just practice that specific category, which is really good to improve yourself in a certain area. Also, don't think that you can just use the app. I mean, YouTube is a really great resource. Not just this video, but there's tons of actual videos from real driving instructors. They're giving good advice and theory in those videos. I use videos to not only supplement my lessons, but also supplement my actual learning in the real theory test app itself. And this was mainly for certain things which I was stuck on while learning. For an example, YouTube really helped me a lot with certain things like complicated roundabouts, which lanes that you have to take when I didn't understand it and it was kind of new to me. Also, traffic light crossroads, which is really difficult. All of these specific things, it's not like you're going to always get questions on them in the theory test, but you need to understand how these certain road types work, how junctions work, how the different things work, so you can actually understand the questions. And these videos were just generally good at preparing me to understand things that I couldn't quite get the first time. So don't think that it's a bad thing if you need to watch videos. They'll just help solidify it in your head so you can understand it more. Then we come on to the hazard perception section of the test. So this is kind of like the second section of the theory test itself. You have the main test at the start, which I believe is 50 something questions in the first section, but then the second part of the theory test is in the hazard perception test. Now, there's a bunch of useful hazard perception games online that you can use to learn from, and these allow you to improve your reaction time and understand potential hazards on the road. Now, this is the second part of the theory test, and you do need to still prepare for this. You basically need to click on the screen when you see a hazard, and then you'll get a point for it. If you click too late, you won't get as high of a score. Okay, so it's based on reactions, and it's trying to test you on seeing if you actually understand hazards on the road, which prepares you for dangers which you may obviously come into as a driver. Now, you also need to understand the difference between both developing hazards and normal hazards. Don't try to use different click patterns to try and pass the test or skirt the system. It's not going to work. You need to know this knowledge. You need to do it the right way and do it properly. There's no way to click the screen at certain times or do these patterns like people tell you to do or recommend to you. If you identify a hazard and you identify early, you will get the point for it and you will be able to pass. People overcomplicate things with a clicking on screen. If they think they're going to click too many times, they'll get disqualified. That is true, but there's quite a big margin for error in there. So unless you just spam clicking, you're probably not going to fail the test. So don't try to do any gimmicks or any clicking patterns. Actually analyze the hazards yourself and prepare yourself with games online so you understand how the system works. This is a part that a lot of people, including me, got nervous of, because when you're in the test, you think, if I see a hazard, how many times do I click the hazard to make sure the system registered it? And if I click too many times, it's going to automatically fail me. So there is actually an element you need to worry about it, but as long as you've clicked it as soon as you've seen it, and then maybe you've clicked it again to make sure it's recognized it, that's all you need to do. Don't spam click, don't do any patterns. It will make you fail the test, and also that's not the right way to do it. Okay, so do it the right way, prepare yourself with games, learn how the hazard perception test really works, and you will pass as long as you analyze the hazards correctly in the way that the DVSA recommends you to do so. Now, you don't need a perfect score in this section. You just need to react to the hazards on the road, and you need to stay alert and concentrate though. If you look around in the room or you're not paying attention to the screen, you are going to lose points. They give you the option to wear like a headset for audio if you choose to, or if you choose not to in the test. I decided to opt in for that because I feel like when you're wearing headphones, it blanks out all the other noise in the room, and it allows you to stay in the zone and concentrate more. And also when they read out questions, you make sure you also hear it so you don't make as many mistakes. So this allowed me to stay more focused, but it's really optional. It depends if you stay more in the zone, if you have headphones on or not, really. And then the last tip I'm going to give is just understand rather than memorize, okay? Because a lot of people, they want to do these questions and just memorize every single question, especially people with a photographic memory. But if you actually just generally learn to understand the rules of the road, the answers to the questions, and it actually makes sense and it clicks with you, you're not going to just have to memorize something. It's better to always have a deep understanding of something, and that does come from constant practice. Eventually you just memorize it and understand it, but don't just try and remember something verbatim. Don't just try to memorize something when you don't even get it, because then if there's a different wording on the question, you won't be able to explain it in the same way, right? And you'll just fail. Preparing yourself with all the tips I've given out will allow you to understand driving situations, rules of the road, legal regulations, instead of just memorizing the answers. And this will serve you best both in the theory test and also any practical driving scenarios later, including the test when you actually understand what you're getting yourself into. So these are my tips and tricks on how to prepare for the UK driving theory test without giving too much away. And this is how you can pass your theory test, hopefully the first time, by doing things the right way and putting in the effort and actually understanding how everything works, so you can hopefully get on the road and move on to the practical test shortly soon after. So if this was useful to you, make sure to subscribe and like the video. I do a lot of business and travel type videos on this channel, so this is a little bit different. I just wanted to share some kind of personal thoughts and tips I had about this to hopefully help some people, because I know that there was a lot of YouTubers that really helped me with the videos like this when I was trying to actually pass it myself. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you real soon.